Hello, growers. If you enjoy podcasts like this one, tune into my podcast In Search of Soil on YouTube for a deep dive into the mysteries beneath our feet. Join me as I explore topics such as mycorrhizal fungi, mushrooms, compost, biochar, and more. It's a soil nerd's dream. We're going deep. We're talking to scientists about all things soil related. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or a gardener just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Check out In Search of Soil on YouTube. One other thought I'm thinking here that comes into play in organics. If you're going to get compost tested, and that's going to limit, do you have to be careful using organic amendments? If I apply poultry manure, sometimes there's a guaranteed analysis on it. Like they'll have NPK, they're probably going to have calcium, they might have magnesium, but they're not going to have 8 or 9 other micronutrients. Do you risk blowing the system out of balance if you're using some of these organic amendments?
Excuse me. No, I wouldn't risk it. If they've had it tested, it should be a comprehensive test, including micronutrients. I see tests come in just NPK and S. Not even worth wasting my time looking at. It's not you need a complete test,
but you do have to be careful using those ingredients, right?
Totally. And every batch of litter is different. The chicken litter will typically come from a broiler farm, and the broiler farm puts down wood shavings or whatever as a bedding or sawdust, and then they grow their chickens out over it. Have they put one batch of chickens over that or two before they clean it out? If the first batch didn't really mess it up too much, they'll do a second batch to save cost, and then the litter that comes out is much richer. So every batch needs testing.
What about thoughts on worm castings? Is that safe to apply?
Absolutely. Worm castings are fabulous, but you can overdo it. It's far more difficult to overdo worm castings. But the worm castings, their quality is dependent on what you're putting in as the food stuff for you. If you've got a worm farm, what are you feeding the worms? If you're feeding the worms the scraps from your veggie garden, that's going to be really good worm castings, provided the soil the veggies is growing in is in good shape. Because if there's a mineral deficiency in the soil, there'll be a mineral deficiency in the plant, and there'll be a mineral deficiency in the worm casting. It's the same mineral. The worms can't create it. If you want to improve the quality of your worm castings, if you don't want to go down the road of testing soils, etc., and you might just be a home gardener, for example, and you're running a worm farm and you're using, say, the leachate and the worm castings in your garden, when you feed the worms, put a bit of soil in with the worm feed, because the worms will break down that soil and release nutrients that are tied up in that soil, and they can help improve any deficiencies. So you can utilize your worms to improve that soil. And if you're not going down the road of testing and you're growing your own veggies, you should be able to assess through appearance and flavor the quality of what you're producing. The plants will tell you, and if you're tuned up, your taste will tell you. Sometimes we might, after a big rain event in summer, we might be growing lettuce in our veggie garden, and we'll make a salad, and I'll think, oh, this lettuce is starting to get a little bit bitter. That's because it's got a sulfur deficiency. Sulfur makes plants sweet, so the taste will tell me, hey, time to put on a bit of sulfur, because sulfur leaches from the soil. You get a big rain event, leaches out the available sulfur. The plants start to become a bit bitter. So you know straight away you got a sulfur deficiency. And another reason for plants getting bitter is they might have too much chloride. Where's your water coming from? Does it have a high amount of salt in it, in the water, like an elevated amount of salt, which is sodium, and chloride is heavier than sodium, even though salt is a 1-to-1 sodium chloride molecule. Chloride's heavier than sodium, so the chloride increases faster. Chloride makes plants bitter. So you've got to identify what's the problem.
Today's episode is brought to you by Modern Grower, a proud retailer of the Sumi Soaker system. The Sumi Soaker system is an irrigation game changer. It offers multiple advantages for market gardeners. Even gentle watering without dry spots common with wobblers. The system is lightweight and portable, so you can use it with quick rotation crops. It's low maintenance with no parts to break or clog. It's versatile. You can use it for direct seeding, transplants, and cover crops. And it's very cost effective compared to overhead options. And maybe one of its best and most unique features is it can put down water in a rectangular pattern, which is very different than rotating sprinklers that leave circular patterns, often with dry corners and overwatered centers. If you want to learn more about the Sumi Soaker system, use the link below or visit us at shop.moderngrower.co.